It's showtime, folks, and I've stalled for as long as I could before making this video about the actual Southern-Fried show itself. I've been struggling with exactly how to present it all to you. Do I do one video for each of the 3 days of the show? Maybe section by section of the convention floor? Finally, I decided, mostly out of necessity, that one big long video showcasing all the cool stuff was in order. I'll break it up into chapters, and you can watch whichever parts you like. So with that choice in place, there's a lot to cover. Let's get started. The first big area you'll likely notice when you arrive for Southern-Fried at the Renaissance Waverly in Atlanta, Georgia is usually the Tabletop Gaming area, where marathon gaming sessions are held well into the night and beyond. This area is always extremely popular. In fact, some people come just for this. Now, in one of the rooms across from the tabletop area, there's the Tabletop Demo area, where creators are showing off their latest games, giving demonstrations, etc. And it's hard to believe that this space was used for the arcade in previous years. I say that because the arcade area is now massive. I'm on the show floor right when the convention opened on Friday, which is the best time to get footage since the crowds haven't swelled just yet. And I just want to note that usually when I go somewhere and shoot a bunch of pinball machines, I do my best to keep other people out of the shots, but that's just impossible at a con like this. This year there's not just one main room for the arcade, but two. For this year's show, the organizers have managed to reserve the room next to the main game room as well, seemingly without giving up any of their other spaces. And that is rad. Lots more space to spread out and showcase some great games. Inside, there's not only classic pinball and video gaming galore, but there are also plenty of chances to play most, if not all, of the latest pinball tables, including the newest Stern releases like Venom and Foo Fighters in all of their various configurations. You'll also find smaller companies showing off their newest as well, like Alien and Queen from Pinball Brothers, and Final Resistance and Weird Al's Museum of Natural Hilarity from P3 Pinball. Vendors are very wise to bring the latest and greatest to these shows and make some sales. Hell, I know they made at least one sale because the people in the room next to mine bought one, set it up, and played it full blast until dawn. The rest of the machines on the show floor are brought by collectors, and this year there were some exceptionally maintained machines in attendance. This skateball table, one of my personal favorites, looked like it had just rolled off the factory floor. The best restored machine in the arcade, though, has to be this Bride of Pinbot, which was an amazing custom job. Just beautiful. In the main gaming area, you'll also find some homebrew tables where people are attempting to make their own machines at home and then bring them each year to show off their progress. I'm pretty sure I've been seeing this Labyrinth table for a little while now, and a legit model was just announced, so now I feel bad for this creator. But this was the first appearance of the Beavis and Butthead homebrew table, based on the newest Paramount Plus version of the series. There's some homebrew arcade games as well, and we found ourselves playing way more crab volleyball than we would probably care to admit. It's a really fun competitive game, and I hope it goes places. Now, I think this is just set up as a custom MAME cabinet, but wow, look at this thing. It's incredible. I want it. I want it in my room. I never thought I'd be saying this, but are anime lady slot machines your thing? If so, you could have played some here this year. I'm not entirely sure what the point of these is, but there's a whole long row of cocktail model arcade tables here this year, which is good because sometimes you just need to sit down but also want to keep playing games. And, also, there's a nice display of early pinball from the 1930s and 40s. The ones that Elliot Ness and the FBI didn't smash to bits with their Tommy guns. And speaking of seated gaming, every year there's always a large selection of Japanese candy cabinets to enjoy, and this year is no exception. And then back here you've got all the rhythm games with plenty of space to flail around while keeping with the beat. Look at them flail. Over here there's a whole area set up for Joust Mania using all these PS3 Move controllers, as well as an entire back row of massive driving setups for the Gran Turismo tournaments. There's also a stage where there will be high score competitions and speedrun demonstrations. As you can see, the main gaming area is huge. And then this area over here is probably my second favorite spot of the whole convention each year, not only because it's where all the cool old video game consoles live, but because it's nice and spread out and you can get away from the crowd here usually and just chill out with some Sega Genesis games. You'll find all the usual consoles set up here, from the Atari 2600 to the Sega Master System to the Nintendo Wii. But there's always some great rare stuff on display, which will probably give me my only opportunity to ever physically interact with some of these. I'm not likely to ever see a Japanese exclusive discontinued in less than a year Casio PV1000 game console, for example, but here it is. There's always a Virtual Boy at these shows, but I still wouldn't recommend strapping it to your face just yet. Someone brought an Atari VCS, that's cute. My buddy BJ got to play an Atari Jaguar for the first time ever, and it was fun watching someone get to realize how disappointing something is in real time. Strategically located all throughout the main show floor are the vendors, from creatives to resellers to suppliers of arcade and pinball parts old and new. This is another one of my favorite parts of the trip because it's basically like a mall, but all the stores are tailored specifically to my interests. And if you're here to buy new and used games past and present, they've got you covered.
I need some money, and I need it right now. Yeah.
I first passed through the vendors, I noted this custom wood Nintendo 64 that was very, very silly. So of course I made a deal with myself that if it was still here by the end of the show, I would buy it. Luckily for my wallet, the vendor was only there Friday and Saturday. Oh well, I hope it found a good home. In addition to the normal vendors, there's also a time set aside for a brief swap meet, where regular folks just bring along their extra junk from home and hope to sell that stuff to some new owners. A lot of this tends to get snatched up quickly. One of the newer additions to the convention is the Vintage Computer Festival exhibit, and this was not only one of my favorite things this year, but it was constantly jam-packed with guests. Inside there's a big ol' mess of spare computer parts looking for new homes, and then a showcase of classic computers and other electronics from years gone by. Remember landlines? If you ever want to recreate Matthew Broderick's bedroom from War Games, this is probably where you should start your search. Now, the weirdo that I am was super fascinated by the old Weather Channel technology showcase, as someone has preserved several of the old Weather Channel graphic systems from over the years. I was never able to get close enough to find out if they were Weather Channel engineers or just dumpster divers, but regardless, as a former broadcast engineer myself, this kind of old tech really speaks to me, and I'm glad someone is out there preserving it. It's really cool stuff. Now, these are just all the parts of the show I participate in, but there are dozens more activities here each and every year that you might also like. Celebrity guests, eating contests, a wrestling show, concerts, lectures and industry talks, a themed prom, film festivals, and so much more. Occasionally, I think they're trying to cover too many bases, but that's just the planner and me talking. I'm glad I'm just here to enjoy it and not trying to organize it. My hat goes off to those folks each and every year. I promised I would update you with any Xbox 360 pickups I made from the show floor, and some further success was had. 14 more titles added to the collection, inching the full completion percentage up to 88%. I'm totally gonna be that one weirdo with a full set of Xbox 360 games, you guys. The show ends, one more night of hotel living, and then it's time to hit the road. A couple more stops on the route home, but honestly, I just want to get back quickly because I am fried. Southern-Fried, you might know. I am so sorry, it was right there. Anyway, thanks for coming along with me this year. If you're in the Atlanta area, you should make plans to hit up the 2024 convention. I'm already making my plans and I would love to see you there next year. But if it's too far or you just can't make it, see if you can find a show closer to home for you or with dates that work better for your schedule. If you're into any of the kinds of things I showcased here in this video, you'll have a blast at this kind of show, I can promise you. Thanks again, take care everyone, I'll see you again soon.